Good day, everybody. My name is the Sobre Boys, Walefatsi from the Big R. You know that the Big R, we do all sorts of things, all right? Although we are a financial company, you need to understand that in this company, we are financial advisors. We are doing debt counseling. We write financial books. Just to educate you, we are educating on money. But over and above, you know, if you want to understand what money is, one day when I explain to you, you'll be shocked. Money is everything, all right? You'll be surprised that one day we do sports, one day we talk to celebrities, like the one that I have this lunch hour. What's happening, you know, and then why, you know, because money touches everything. So as I indicated, today I've got a young man who's doing extremely well. His name is Thabo Mokone, the bundle of joy. You know, I like that one, the bundle of joy. And then that's the one that I'm gonna interview this afternoon. And I'm sure if you listen to his story, the reason why I bring these people, you know, I want you to draw inspiration. Because once you are inspired, that's when you'll be able to make money. All right. But if you are gloom and discouraged, you won't even think a simple thing. But when you're inspired, every day when you wake up, you are looking forward to make sure that you make money. So that is the reason I have these people. You know that the bigger stands for all the positive R words. You name them: reading, research, responsibility, resilience, relationship. You name them, records, and so on. I say if you follow all those positive R words, you'll solve your financial problem. Thabo, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Shabalala. Thank you, Abrasobri. Are you good?
I'm okay. You know, today we have changed the roles. normally, normally it's you who does this. Today it's me who does this.
On the other side today.
The bundle of joy. You know what? You are
Yes,
doing
sir.
extremely well.
Thank you, sir.
I became aware of your existence through my wife and my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law is in Frenache, Sebokeng, Sharpeville, TD Muslamme. And so those are the people who really, really follow you. So they made me aware. Then I listened, and then I was also inspired. I said, you are doing a great job. Now, Thabo, I want us to start here. Who's Thabo? Where was he born? Where did he attend school? Primary, secondary, and all that. What was your ambition? What did you want to do? And then who were you looking up to? And so on. And then, yeah, just give me a brief. No, even you don't have to be brief per se. Just give me that story, all right? And tell me who's Thabo. But before we go any further, I must send the condolences to you. I know that you have lost your sister. Who said, when are you burying her?
We laying her to rest this coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday. Where?
In a fine town, south of Johannesburg, just next to Enedale in Lenasia South.
Okay. May her soul rest in peace, you know.
Thank you, sir.
Only God who knows. God has all the answers and God has the plans. Only time heals. You know, when I tell people that, people don't understand. You know, I lost my mom when I was 17. Can you imagine? Wow. I lost my mom when I was 17. Over time, I've healed, you know. I lost my dad when I was 26 or 27. So, and that's it, you know. Only time heals. So over time, you'll get over it. Thabo, welcome to the show. Just tell us the question that I asked.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shabalala. Thank you so much, the Big R. Don't know where to start, but let me start from the beginning and try and bring it closer. Thabo Mokone, the bundle of joy.
Yeah.
The young man who was born and bred in the Val. in the dusty streets of Small Farm,
Small farm.
Everton.
Okay.
Yes. I was born there in 1981 on the 27th of August. We then moved to Walkerville, Diplotong. Then it was called Diplotong. When the old man worked there by the yard, and then the boss says, "No, bring your family along."
Yeah.
So yes. Then we went there, Walkerville, Diplotong, and plot 8. I still remember. I was very young, but that's where my life, most of my life, I lived there. It was far from where I used to attend school, because I remember I attended my primary school at a school called Lere Chabit. Then it was a school in Sweet Waters. There's a place from Walkerville. You walk down to a place called Sweet Waters. That's where I attended school, my primary school there, and a bit of my secondary school. And then I had a stint with Tsepo Temba in the Val as I was in high school now. Then we moved from Walkerville. Family moved to a location called Fine Town, developed, and my parents thought, okay, it's enough now. Let's go to a township. Then we moved there. That was around 1998 or so. And I heard you say you lost your mother at 17. I think we share a common thing there, because I think around those years, 1998, 99, was we moved to Fine Town. 2000, I then lost my mother. I think I was 18 or 17 or so, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, we had already lost Bongkgono le Bontatemoholo. So we were only left with my mother, and we grew up from that child-headed family. I mean, from a single parent family, which was my mother. So after her passing, it led us to a child-headed family, which at 18, 19, I had to head that family of myself and my siblings.
No, just before you go any further, where is Dad by then? Had already passed on.
No, tell you what, my dad is still alive even today.
Oh, okay.
I think in my 40 years of living, I only knew my dad for 10 years now. I knew him already, secondly, a man with kids and family myself. But it's another story. You know the story.
Yeah.
Through my family, I remember one thing that had challenged me a lot then in 2000 was me having to drop out of school because I was in grade 11. I had to drop out because after my mother's passing, and there's no food, there's no income, there's nothing. And the only way out is for me to go out and fend and try and look for odd jobs to try and see where Lebana Bahe. So remember, I'm the only boy. How do we grow up? I think I did that 2000, 2001 and 2, doing odd jobs, Lenasia, going around, cleaning yards and all. I remember at some stage, I was getting paid 50 rands a month. That was in 2001 because I had this house that I was housekeeping in Lens. So those people there, they said, no, I'll offer 50 rand a month for you to come twice a week to come clean the yard, you know. I did that for some time. In 2003, the radio bug hit me, but then it was very challenging, you know, because there's this radio bug hitting you, there's this you not having your matric certificate. You have to choose now if you want to pursue this, how are you going to go about it? Because now you need to be educated. You also need to know your way around. You also need to be financially stable to such an extent that if you were to be called tomorrow, today, to say, come attend auditions or come volunteer, you are able to do that without any hassle. So 2003 was a bit tough because, you know, when the bug hits you, Mr. Sobe, nothing matters.
Yeah,
Nothing matters when
I'm
you say,
telling
I
you.
want to do it. Yes.
I know.
Now, the bug hit me, the radio bug hit me, and we were suffering then. It was difficult because I remember, you know, one, you could even struggle to have decent clothes to wear to go and pitch and try your luck somewhere. So it was so many things that are challenging you to say, but how are you going to be to present yourself? You know, I remember there was a stage in 2000. My first uh, uh, job, yeah, radio, first job was in Sunning Hill, was in Fine Town. It was not a job to say. It was me calling them. I've got love for radio and I want to try and learn. And then they said, we're giving you an opportunity for free. Come and read the news, learn how to read the news.
Yeah.
That was in 2003. Now, driving or traveling from Fine Town to Sunning Hill, it was a cost of return, a cost of about 45 rands. Remember, there was a day I had that 45 rands of going. I want to go. This is my passion. I want to go learn. And I look in the house. My sisters are hungry. We don't have food. There's no millimeter. There's nothing. Now, I'm caught between going there and buying milli in the house. 45 rand. And it's my first time. I want this experience. I want to see the microphone on. I want to hear all these things. And I had to make a decision to say, do you go there or you buy milli in the house for your sisters to eat? I remember I slept around 2 in the morning, toying with the idea, fighting the decision as to which decision is to be taken here. But eventually, God being God, I don't know what happened. I went there and we had milli. I don't know how.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know how.
Yeah. That's
I
that's the
went
work
there.
of God, eh?
That's the work of God, Mr. Sobre. I went there. I was amazed by seeing the microphone, the studio. You know, I was amazed by hearing the sound, seeing this guy talk and hearing him on the radio, like watching him live and hearing him on the radio. And I met somebody there. I was given that person as my mentor to say, teach this guy how to read the news in Sesotho and all. Um, that lady took me through the process, how you write the news, how you posture, how you should, you know, microphone etiquettes. This is how you do it. This is how you talk. And that was my first day. And I was taken and I thought, I'm not going back from here.
Yeah.
Well, people there never thought that I will fight this hard to be where I am in terms of radio. People there thought, okay, he's one of those that wants this thing for fun and blah, 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 blah.
Once
And I
fame,
still
once
remember,
fame, once fame.
yes, one fame,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I still remember the person that taught me, that took me through that process. She was a lady. She's a lady called Thabo. I still get in touch with her even today. And she's still amazed with what I'm doing with the microphone till today. Fast forward 2015, 2 years down the line, Orange Farm launches a new community radio station, like a new from the scratch. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, okay, now I can read the news. Now I know the microphone. This thing is burning me inside. Let me go try my luck there. I remember I went, they held auditions. I remember I went in the queue for I've never seen such a long queue. Took me back to 1994 first election, like the longest queue ever. I stood there and I'm looking at people like, remember, my life is still not I'm still wearing worn out clothes. I'm still a bit, you know, so to say. I'm standing there with these young people who are fluent in English, who are dressed well, who smell good. And I can hear them, I can hear them already saying, no, for me, it's a formality. I've already got a job here.
I know those guys. I know those guys. I know those guys, you know.
And I'm like, wow, do I stand a chance here? But let me try. And then I went. I remember I stood there for about 5 hours before I can get in. And I was already hungry and all, but I got in eventually. And I said, now, because everybody's in twanging in English and all. Let me do this thing, and maybe that might help. And I went there. Brasobri, I don't know what happened. I like, maybe I was number 400 and something. But as I went in, everything changed. These people that were auditioning people there called each other to the room. They had a short meeting. They stood there. They spoke about me with, like, there was a change of scenario. I don't know what happened. And the boss there, the owner of the station manager, came to me and said to me, what show would you like to do if we give you an opportunity? That was in 2005. I said to him, now I'm thinking quickly on my feet. I said, I don't want breakfast. I don't want afternoon. I don't want during the day. Those people out there, they are good. No, maybe I don't match even one of them. So let me choose midnight during the week. I know nobody wants that.
Yeah. That was a good strategy. That was a good strategy.
Yeah. So I say to this guy, no, me, I don't have a problem. Even if you can give me 12 midnight during the week, I'm happy. The guy looks at me in the eye in front of all his colleagues and says to me, when we go on air, you are going to be doing the breakfast show of this station.
That was big. Remember, breakfast show is the biggest in terms of radio.
He says to me, yes, that's the biggest. Look, that's the biggest. The guy says to me, you are going to do the breakfast show of this radio station. I don't care who says what. Go home. Oh, Mr. Shabalala, I think that was a 360-degree turn of my life. I had to walk from the radio station to the house, but my mind was not working. Like, I couldn't understand what's happening.
You were stunned.
I couldn't understand. Yeah, I was stunned. And I walked home. I told my sisters, hey, guys, this is what happened. And then we prayed. They were happy. And we were called to second round, a briefing, and all of those who are chosen now. And we were told, okay, the station is going on air in the next 2 weeks. And then the programming is going to be like this. And the personnel is going to be like this. And everybody was shocked. We didn't know each other then.
Yeah.
Like, people started asking themselves, who's this guy now? Breakfast show, where is he coming? Who's this? Yeah, who's this one?
Yeah. He's not clever like us, you know?
Yeah, this one now is not clever.
Yeah.
Come the day of the launch, the on-air launch of the radio station, I remember we were called on Sunday to say the station is going officially full-blown on air on Monday. How do we go on air? The station manager still insisted to say, I want this guy to be the first person to go on air 6 o'clock Monday. No other show that goes on air. This guy. So I was the first person.
He had confidence in you.
He saw something in me that I don't know why. That Sunday, the adrenaline, the happiness, the anxiety, already the station was promoted around the Vaal, and everybody couldn't wait for the station to go on a full-blown programming Monday morning, 6 o'clock. Now, everybody outside was asking themselves, who's going to be the first voice that we hear on this radio station? But I remember that Sunday, I didn't sleep. Sunday, I didn't sleep. I was anxious. I consulted. I spoke to people. I was asking questions. Come Monday, 6 o'clock. The Vaal changed. I felt like everybody woke up at 5 and wanted to hear. The Vaal changed. The Val was on another level. I remember 6 o'clock as I opened the microphone and say, "Good morning, Val. My name is Thabo Mokone. This is your new voice, your new radio station, Theta FM. I'm your host on the breakfast show, Mahube Breakfast Show. It's gonna be nice till 9 o'clock." And I gave a studio number and I saw the lights being red. You know, the hybrid lines.
Yeah.
I saw in a second, I saw them red. Like everybody wanted to talk to me. That was when my life changed in 2005. I used the radio. I couldn't do anything. I didn't want to do anything except radio. And I changed lives through radio. I took people to varsity. I took children to hospital operations. I built houses through a community radio station microphone. And now, as I'm doing that, remember when I started, I said I dropped out of school.
Yes.
Now, I still have this thing in my head to say, you've got an opportunity, you are talented, you are doing well already, but fix your matric. Now I'm studying already, I'm developing a family, I'm starting to have my girlfriend, we have a kid, starting to have a car, and life is starting now. This matric thing is bugging me. And already I'm a role model to people. People listen to me, people invite me for talks, I motivate schools, I motivate universities, but I still have this challenge. I don't have my matric fixed. Had to take a bold step already in that time to say, you need to fix this. This needs to be fixed. Along the way, you are here already. This needs to be fixed. I went to adult school. I registered and all because time. Now I'm busy doing talks. I'm on radio. Now I needed to find a school that will at least
accommodate your activity.
Yes, my schedule. Yes. I registered, I attended evening classes, I wrote my matric, I passed. Now I was happy.
That was wow.
The puzzle, the puzzle is starting to work now. The puzzle now. And fast forward 2005, all these years I'm thinking, Mara, the biggest dream is to join the public broadcaster. That's the biggest dream now. Like already I've built my name. My name is built in the Val. Now, everybody in the Val.
Now, before you go any further, this community radio station, which is Theta FM, were you getting paid or were you not getting paid?
Hey, what an interesting story that is.
Yeah.
Stipend, yes.
Yeah.
Our stipend was 200 rand a month. 200 rand a month. And what's funny is that in that 200 rand a month, I was the first presenter in my team of presenters then. I bought myself a car. Got 200 rand a month.
Yeah. That was good. That was brilliant and brave.
Because I'm doing morning show, I need a car now. Sometimes it's winter. I can't be traveling to Matela Sika forcing, you know. So I thought I need a car, and I bought that car, 200 a month. I remember in the meeting one day, the manager asked me, "How did you do it?" Yeah. And I stood and shared my story, you know. I stood there and shared how I did it. And it was a motivation to others. But it went 200 rand stipend. Now the station popularity is big. People are starting to come in. Okay, naming sell 1,000 rand. No, now, no rahola. 1,000.
Now we are much better now. We can breathe now. Yeah.
Now we can breathe. Yeah. Now 1,000 rand now sharp. And fast forward, I want to join Lesedi now. How do I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now before you go any further, I want to indicate to you because I wanted to know that we were earning. because you know what? You'll be shocked when I tell you that I'm one of the founder members of Voice of Tembisa.
Wow.
I volunteered for 3 years without getting a cent. A cent for 3 years. Going
You.
Monday to Friday, going there Monday to. Now you know how things happens. Now
Yes.
after 3 years, the numbers had increased. I think we had reached about 72,000 listeners. We're starting to get adverts. Guess what? We're making a meal a month. Now
What?
I'm supposed to end now. You know, it's a community radio station. The war started. Who owns
Yes.
the station? Blah blah. You guys use the township name to get the station. Then I said, no, let me leave. I don't want to be part of it. So I didn't benefit anything. The only money that I got was 3,005. So that is why I was asking you, did you get money? But I'm impressed by the fact that the back, you know, kept on going. This is what I tell people all the time and say, you know, it's not about the money.
Yes.
The money will follow. It's
Yes.
about the product that we are building. You know,
Yes.
my biggest motivator and my mentor, Steve Jobs, you would say, don't worry about the money, worry about the product. So that is what you are doing. And I said, heads off to you, heads off to you. So why I want to relate this story, I want people out there to understand that, you know, to go to a community radio station, you don't earn. You are better, you are getting 200. I get absolute nothing, you know.
Mm.
But yeah, how did you join the Lesedi FM? That's what we want to know.
Thank you, Mr. Shabalala. You know, what you just said is very important. I always talk about the passion. You know, passion surpasses everything. When you're passionate about something, nothing matters, not even money. Money will follow. Now, I want to join Lesedi FM now. Traveled to Bloemfontein to the head offices. I remember I arrived there without an appointment. And I was told, you can't come here without an appointment. You must not come here without an appointment. I know, I think blah, 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 I want an opportunity. And no, there's no opportunity for you. I think that was in 2008. I came back with my tail in between.
Between the legs, between the legs. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And 2008, and I thought, 2010 World Cup, Philip is here. I went back without an appointment again. I went. And then they started saying, oh, when happy? But we told you.
Yeah.
I came back again. Still with my tail between my legs. It was 2010. I thought, I went back 2012.
Yeah.
Still without an appointment. And then somebody said, okay, for the third time in a space of 2 years. Let me listen to you. I don't want to listen to you broadcast. I want to listen to your story. Why are you keeping on coming here?
Yeah.
Where's
Miles? Where's Miles by then? Miles Mushowa. Where is he? Because he's from the
Miles is already in the office.
Yeah.
Miles has said, Miles has already indicated to me to say, keep coming, don't worry.
Miles kept in touch with you.
Yes, no, we spoke, but we didn't want to show that we spoke.
Yeah.
So he kept on saying, no, keep coming, don't worry.
He's a nice one. Miles is a nice one. You must pass my greetings to you. He's a very nice guy.
Will do. He's a good guy, that one. He's a big brother of mine. Now this lady said, let me listen to your story. What do you want? I said there, Mr. Sobri, I tried to explain to this lady why. I said to her, I see my gap here. That's what I said. I said, I see my gap here. And I didn't plan it to happen that way, but I cried I didn't plan it that I'll cry, I will hold her at ransom with my tears. No, but it just happened. I cried.
Automatically, yeah.
Yeah, but I kept on talking as I was crying. I said to her, I'm burning. The passion is killing me. And I see my space here. This woman said, okay, I gave you time. I listened to you. I don't have any powers on decision making. I don't know anything. But let me tell you one thing. Eventually, you are going to join this station. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year. That's what she said to me. But eventually, you are going to join the station because I see the desire in you. I see how you are burning inside. It was 2012, Mr. Sob, and I came back again a bit disappointed, but at least I could find comfort in the fact that somebody listened to me.
Exactly.
2012. Yeah. I thought, well, 2015, I still remember. I was driving in zone
Now, before you go to
11.
2015, who is this lady that said, let me hear your story? I want to know the name of the lady.
The lady's, she's still with the station. She's a news anchor. I think she's on air now that it's lunchtime.
Okay.
She's got a special place in my heart because she said to me that day, I'll pray with you. Yeah, she said, I'll pray with you, not for you. I'll pray with you. Now, saying that, she was challenging me to also go and pray because she could see the desire inside. So in 2012, 2013, I thought, and literally, Mr. Shabalala, you know, I would just see tears rolling down my eyes driving. Just in the middle of the day, driving, it's a Saturday, I'm driving around. When this thing, comes, I would see tears rolling down my eyes. And I wanted to fight it. To go, why? Why am I crying for this? Why is this thing burning me this much? Fast forward 2015, again, I'm driving in the Val. My phone rings and it's written private number. And I'm answering the phone. Thabo, hi. And then the lady spoke on the other line to say, hi, my name is Kubelletsa, station manager, Lesedi FM.
Oh, I know,
Kubelletsa. Yes, yes. We would like to see you urgently. Mr. Shabalala, I shook like I couldn't drive. She asked me, do you still have the desire to be with Lesedi? I said, ma'am, what kind of a question is that? She said, please do your best to come see me in Bloemfontein. I said, when? She said, it's urgent, but we don't want to pressurize you because you haven't. She calls me today. I said to her, me, there's nothing to fix. Tomorrow morning,
I'll be there. I'll be there.
And fast forward tomorrow morning, wee hours of the morning, it was dark. N1, Bloemfontein. I went there, I saw her, said, Munna, she showed me emails. You know, God works in his ways. She showed me emails. She said to me, nah, Kutsi, I don't know you. I haven't heard you on radio. But the piles of emails that I have of people from the Val who wants you here, it's amazing. So I think if we were to answer the call of the people, we need to give you an opportunity to join the station. And she then started asking me where you come from, what radio station, what shows were you doing? I said, no, I'm doing breakfast show in the Val, blah, blah, blah. She said, okay, sharp. Because I don't know you, we'll give you weekend midnight, 2 days, Saturday and Sunday midnight. I didn't care. I said, thank you, Dean.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yes. As long as my foot is inside. Exactly. I know. I said to myself, I know myself, I belong to primetime radio. I know. But everywhere you start somewhere. We went. I signed the contract. I did training for 2 weeks, and then I started doing those weekend midnight shows.
The graveyard.
But
Call them the
graveyard, yes, they call them graveyards, yes, Mr. Shavala.
Yeah.
But my eyes were already on the other side.
Yeah.
My eyes were
Yeah.
already on the other side.
Now, before we go there, I want to get the name of the station manager of Theta FM who identified you. What is his name? Is he still around? I still keep in touch.
He's still around. I visited him 2 weeks ago, Mr. Jimmy Dlamini.
Jimmy Dlamini.
Jimmy Dlamini. I know you must be knowing him. You should be. If you
Mm.
think, yeah, you should. He's very active in community building, politics.
Yeah. The name sounds familiar, but I cannot put the face to the name. Yes.
Yeah.
So is he still involved with Theta FM?
Yeah, he's still holding it down. He's still the station manager. He's still doing well. They are still doing well. Yes.
Let me tell you a joke quickly about Theta FM.
Yes.
There was this old woman from the Val.
Yes.
Who came for my service of debt review. And then I gave her service. In fact, this is what happened. She had me on Chomani. You know, Chomani is the guy who discovered me 2001. We are still friends. Last week he sent me a message, you know.
Wow.
So then there were a lot in the Val. So I said, okay, guys, because I'm here in Kempton Park. By then, we were forced that you cannot sign a client over the phone. It must be face to face. I said I'll drive down to the Val. I saw them. There were about a few of them. And then explained the entire process and so on. Then I had all the forms they signed just to cut the matter short. That's what happened. Now all of a sudden, because people sometimes misconstrue that debt review, they think that once you're under that review, you don't have to pay your debtors anymore. All right? A debt counselor must answer on your behalf, which is wrong. It's a wrong perception. Now, they were not paying, and I kept on pestering them. So the creditors terminated, you know, and there were problems for them. Guess what? To cut the matter short, they went to Theta, talk bad about me. The presenter, I know I was going to have a meeting in Tembisa with a school around about 1. And I was 5 minutes away from my meeting. And then there's a young man here who works with me all the time, Jason Reuters. He's like a son to me. He has been with me for many, many years. Even after this interview, he's the one who packages it for us and posts it. So Jason was with me in the car. Jason said, no, Mr. Chavala is driving. Can I take a message? But I could smell that it could be this lady. And then he said, radio. I said, Jason, let me take the phone. I took the phone. And then this guy said, I'm phoning from Theta. I said, fine. And what can I help? How can I help you? Hey, Mr. Chavalala, you know his interview, I'm already on air. Kinale Memona. Mujila Chalat, you know, starting to make allegations. Doing, you know, that woman was a little bit unstable, and I could hear her making noise in the background. And then, unfortunately now, she took me to court. Yeah, and I won the case because she never had a case at all. So I had a court order. She tried to go to Choman because he was trying to hijack Chomani. I hear this guy from you, blah, blah, you know. So Chomani calls me, hey man, what's happening? I said, no, tell her. That was before she goes to court. I said, tell her to go to court because she strongly believes that I defrauded her. Tell her to go to court. And then I'll meet her in court. That's all. And we went to court. She lost the case. So I had a court order. Now, when he arrives there, this young man who's behind the mic, yeah, that the Java to the chalet, blah, blah. Then now it was my turn to talk. Then I asked, am I on air? He said, yes. I said, right there, you are making a mistake. Firstly, you have somebody who's making allegations. All right? You must give me the opportunity to reply, a right to reply. And then I said, you know, the best way of doing it, this is how you should have done it. She have sent me an email and saying that here are the allegations. And you want to respond to those allegations or not? Remember, when you put those allegations to me, it doesn't mean I will agree. All right, because I'm not stupid. It's a legal matter. Once it's a legal matter, I'll consult with my legal persons and say, what's your take? Should I go? And how do I respond? You need that guidance. And then I said, you know what? You have made a serious blunder. For information, I was the presenter and station manager for Voice of Tembisa. I'm the founder of the station. I'm going to report to Twikas. He ran away till today. I don't know the guy's name, you know. And then, you know, it was a choice whether should I report them to ICASA, and they were going to lose a license. Even if they were not going to lose a license, they were going to be sanctioned. But at least they were going to have something wrong in their name. So I understand where you're coming from, because when you're coming from a community radio station, these kind of legalities, remember, everybody wants to go on radio, and we don't understand the same, you know. So I understood that he's a young man, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing. So that's the story with me with Theta
and unfortunately, we still have those things happening even today because of the lack of training, radio etiquettes, and all. I'm still saying even today, the training that I got from Theta FM helped me a lot, because you don't get excited. You use journalistic ways of doing things. You don't just, you know. But yeah, well, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. So now, Pude has called you now. We were there. In the grave show, but your eyes are not here. That's a clever man. Clever man does. He's here, but he's looking on the other side.
Already, I'm looking on the other side, and you know, Mr. Shabala, there was also there's a big show at the station, Lesedi, the top 30 Saturdays 9 to 12.
Yes.
You know, when you host that show at the station, you you know, really should be doing well. Should be really doing well. And got an opportunity to sit in on that show for, I think, a month or so. And people were shocked. In that month that I helped on that show, things changed. I was identified to say, you going to take over this show next year. Okay. Now I thought that's growth. I thought that's growth. I thought
exactly.
Yes. This is growth enough, especially in Lesedi. Now I'm playing with big sharks. Then next year I was officially appointed to host that show, Saturday Top 30, and people were shocked because of the person that was doing that show, because everybody, the perception was set to say nobody will replace that presenter on that show, you know. And I took over, and I was like, what? It was the following year. The following year I was called again to say, now you are going to the drive. Going to the drive, afternoon drive. I thought, okay, now I'm going to the drive, or maybe I'm going to be removed from that weekend show. I loved it as well, but okay, it's fine. The drive was my biggest goal. It's fine if I'm being moved from the Saturday show. And then after the meeting, I said, oh, Kubelletsa Boots, I forgot to ask. Now I'm working Monday to Friday. I don't work on Saturday. They said, no. you are also working on Saturday as well. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
What a bonus! What a bonus! Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought like, what? Yeah. And I must say, Mr. Shabalala, from then up until now, I'm enjoying myself. Running a business.
Mm,
I'm into transportation because I failed. Um, I was doing advertising. I had billboards in Fosloras, but
mm,
because of the business being monopolized, I lost about 300 grand on the business.
mm,
I said, now, okay, let me try transportation now.
mm,
Still struggling to get it right. I've
mm,
got two buckies with my business partner,
mm,
brand new buckies, but the wheel, as we say, me keep pushing the wheel.
mm,
I'm saying to him every now and then to say, Ntwana, let's not get frustrated. This thing is gonna work. It's working. It's fine. Let's push.
mm.
So my story is my life changed like you know
Brink of
like
an
that,
eye and brink of an
a
eye.
blink of an eye. But I attribute that to the wheel that I
Mhm.
have.
The
The wheel.
drive.
Even now in Lesedi, I'm doing afternoon drive
Mm,
with my colleague Lady Soski. I'm so excited about it. But
mm.
let me tell you, my eyes are already somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm very proud of you. Irrespective of difficulties, you never got tempted to
Yes,
do crime. You wanted
yes,
to get a good living in
yes,
a way. So, my son had just arrived as we were talking, Frank, uh,
yes,
and then he has just left. I was just talking to him and say, because we normally have meetings. So I
yes.
wanted to check with him where he said he has something to do. I used to tell him and his brother, because I've got two kids, and say, guys, me, when I grow up, Thabo, this is the story. We were 10, 8 children, two parents. Apparently, we were 11 or so, two or three passed on, something like that. I think we were 12 or so. But when I started to see that, oh, this is life, we were 10. We're staying in a four-room house. You can
Mm,
imagine when it's sleeping time. It's chaos,
mm,
man. It's chaos.
mm,
And then I always tell them and say, guys, I never had a small car, plastic car. I never had it. I
mm.
had to use, bricks to play cars.
Yes,
A tricycle, bicycle for a child. I never had that. Even a school.
mm,
I never had that. Nothing, nothing. So life has been very, very difficult. And until today, I say to them, thanks God. I never resorted to crime. I always
yes,
wanted to make money in a good way. And I said to them,
mm,
guys, you have your, when you start to grow, yeah, everyone had his room. I never had that luxury. And then I give you cars to drive. I never even
mm,
had a bicycle. All right.
mm, mm,
So
mm,
hardship makes you what you are today. And for your information, the idea is to tell the viewers out there to say, because others are saying, no, 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 not me.
mm,
Thabo, you can say this because now you are doing well,
mm,
you know.
mm,
But Thabo started somewhere,
yes,
and for
yes,
information, for losing that 300,000, don't worry, it happens every day in business. You lose more. I'll give you one example. Donald Trump
yes.
filed for bankruptcy 7 times. Seven
70.
times. So you can imagine if a guy like Donald Trump had filed bankrupt for 7 times. So don't get shocked. 300,000, it looks like a drop in the ocean. Go to Richard Branson. He has lost many companies. He wanted to challenge Coca-Cola. He had
Yes,
called Virgin Cola. He went to America and said, I'm going to deal with them. They messed
Yes.
him up. They messed him up big time. Today, he runs 400 successful businesses.
Mm.
So don't get discouraged. As they happen, it's for the reason. As I was saying to your sister, her passing is for the reason. Leave it to God. Has a plan. We all have plans, but God's plan is better than ours. So get motivated. Your story is really, really motivating. Tell us more. I like it that you say you're doing business. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Shabalala. Thank you for the motivation. I think we ought to. I always say to people, when you live a hopeless life, then it's over. You ought to take an example from yourself as a person, by always going to bed and um, putting an alarm on to wake up tomorrow morning. It's not guaranteed, but because you believe that you will wake up, that's how I always look at life. It's not guaranteed that you wake up, but you put the alarm on because you believe you will wake up. So I live with those words to say, you have to believe. You have to believe. Like I was saying before, my eyes already now in the station where I work for. Listen, my eyes are already on the other side, and I already get people that see where I'm destined. I already get people that say, Mara, you are going there. Because that's what happened even before in my life when I was at theater. I had people that say, Mara, you know. So that on its own says to me, that's where I'm going. Because if somebody sees it, if I see it, then it means it's possible. Then it means it has to happen. Then it will happen. And I'm a father of 3, 2 boys.
Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yes, I'm a father. I'm a family man. I'm 2 boys, young girl. I always tell them what you just said to me now. I always say to my son, hey, you guys are having it good. We never saw what you guys are seeing now. But it's the times, because we're also living on the times here. Now you and I are having this beautiful interview. You are way far from where I am. So when we grew up, these things were not there. So I'm saying to them all the time to say, I hope your lives will be better. You will better your lives in terms of how you shape your future, because things are now here. Things are now happening. But I don't regret the life that I lived. I don't regret how I grew up. I still hold my mother very high. Even today, I know you spoke about time heals. My mother died 21 years ago. Even today, I still feel like it's yesterday. You know why? Because with the little that I have now, I feel I could be driving my mother to the shop to go buy a loaf of bread now. But unfortunately, I know it's hard, but I would have loved for her to see me blossom, because she had it hard in terms of growing us up. She was sick. She had to be a domestic worker. I remember one day I had to visit her at work because she was weak. She was sick. Now, I just wonder, her seeing me today, I think that would be the biggest pay for her life, to say, you know what, God, but I'm just saying I use this story to say to my fellow young people who still have mothers and fathers, to say, take care of that treasure, because one day you would just wish that they were next to you in a good way, and only to find out you failed to please them while they're still alive. So hence I hold my mother very high. Every now and then I talk about my mother, because I could see her suffering. And even my sisters today, those that I took care of, they've turned out well, Mr. Sobu. They working, they drive, they listened to me when I said to them, guys, we will not live a normal life like Yabana Baba, because these people, so they listened. So they turned out well. Even today, so we are together, they are helping, we are helping. Rashota Mona Lemani, Omung will come up with a plan. I know I'll think so, you know, that makes me happy to say Mufufutso wa ka ha wa tswella mahala in raising them and trying to raise them together, because for me it's important for us to hold together, you know.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you a few things. Firstly, I hear what you are saying, and it's very important. But let me tell you something. God, the way He plans things, they what we call forerunners. I'll start with the Bible, for instance. Jesus Christ never lived a good life. He was a forerunner. He was a forerunner for all of us, all right? And then now we are in a better life as compared to Christ. So I'm saying this because your mom is living a good life wherever she is. She's happy. Forerunners are always there. Now, I go back again to Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. They stole their software from Microsoft. No, from HP. So HP was a forerunner. Do you understand? Hewlett Packard was a forerunner. Now Microsoft and Apple, they followed thereafter. All right. But HP is still alive. HP is still running, still doing well. So that shows that your mom is happy where she. That was her job. That was her job. Stop beating yourself to say she has done what God sent her to do. All right, you are doing your part. The other thing that I want to tell you is this: family. I like that. People who are family focused, they are successful. Lionel Messi, you see him all the time with his family. It's not by a chance, it's by design. Because when you're a family man, you represent stability. So companies want that. They don't want instability, they want stability to make you a brand ambassador. And then I'll bring it home. Yvonne Chakachak. You know, Yvonne Chakachak still attracts companies because she's stable. She's married, she's got kids. All right? And another lesson that I want to give you, Thabo, the wife that we are living with, God, you gave you that wife. Now, if this wife is giving you problems, or more, understand? Problems are there to be solved. All right? So that's one thing I would like to say. You know, I used to say to Frank, I'm worried about you, my son, because when I married your mom, I was not, well, I was famous. I was very big. I was a DJ and I was doing well, but I was not that big, you know? And then that's when she met me, she didn't know I was a DJ. She got shocked when she realized that I was a DJ. You know, I'm the person who introduced DJ Christos to the black market. And now, you see, I introduced Da Vinci to Christos. Now they are friends. So, you know, that love was there when no one knew about me. What makes me now to think that this woman doesn't like me? Yes, there will be problems there and there, but they are there to be solved. But you leave this one, you're going to meet more problems. Keep it that way. And then, and the last input before we part ways. I know when you join Lesedi FM, there were people who made themselves names there. Tabang Rampuan started with him, doing extremely well. And then may his soul rest in peace. After him, I think he was followed, it's either by Lucky Kasha.
Yes.
Yeah, and then, or Twasa, who's between Lucky and Twasa, who started followed It could be Twasa, if I'm not mistaken. Who
It
followed?
could be, yeah, I think it's Tabang and Twasa and then Lucky.
Yeah,
And
Lucky
then
came after, and then Batukado. Now it's you.
yes.
You know, that's the whole lot of a legend you are following, and then I'm very proud of you. And if, to credit to Lesedi FM, Lesedi FM is doing well. You know, Chomani was big, a very good friend of mine, and doing very well. Tulana is doing well in his show. You know, the shows are different in their own rights. And Dade Tusa is a legend. We all know about that.
Yeah.
You know, he's a legend. He has been there for years, doing quite extremely well. All of you guys are doing extremely well. But for me, what is important, as I say, you know, big R stands for all the beautiful R words. It's about one of those R words is reflect. You reflect and review, all right, and reposition. So you are doing well. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Our interaction won't end here. We'll continue to interact. And then, unfortunately, we could not have the lady. I don't know what happened. She got the link. I hope not something major happened, but I'll schedule her for another day because I wanted to bring the entire atmosphere of Ria Kubelletsa to our show. But it was very great for you to agree to my invite. You know, I know a lot of people. If I can tell you, you'll be shocked. And sometimes when people get fame, they start changing completely.
Yes.
I was talking to a friend of mine whom I knew for a very long time. We're trying to get somebody, but he doesn't respond. I said, "Nah, don't worry. You know, if people don't respond, not a problem. We'll get Utsamalaba. You don't have to waste time.
Yes.
You don't waste time with people having their own issues. Now, for me, to see a great person is a person who communicates.
Yes.
Remember, one of those relationships it's a relationship. Relate. You see, I've been talking to you, WhatsApp, giving me update. No, I'm available, and so on. You know what? Keep up that way. Keep up that way.
You, sir.
People out there, they want people who are responsive. That's what you are doing. You are responsive. We say in the big R, we have the read method.
Yes.
You know the read?
Thank you, sir.
It's called the read method because the R stands for respond. E stands for energy and effort. Everything that you do take energy and effort and you know, everything that you try. And then the A, which is most important, it's action. You act. And the D stands for the decisiveness, discipline, determined, and then decisiveness. So, as you say, as I listened to your story, you responded, you know, to the call in you. And it took you energy and effort. You know, the journey that you travel until where you are. And the good thing, you are taking action, which is the A part of it, which is more important, going to Bloemfontein many times, being rejected, but never stopping, continuing, all right? And continue to be what? To be disciplined and be determined and be decisive. So it was a very nice show to do with you. Unless you want to tell me something I don't know or the viewers don't know. But before I leave, one of the viewers asked me, remember we asked them to ask questions, said, just ask Thabo, why did he left the 3 to 6 in the morning? If you can answer.
You know, I have so many people who
said I would wake up and listen to that show, but now he's gone. Give them that answer.
Well, I think the answer is simple. We still have that question even today, going to the station management to say that 3 to 6 Sunday morning guy was not supposed to be moved. But now the answer from the management, not from me, is that, but he cannot work 7 days. We also want him on his talent. we need it somewhere as well. And we understand that he was doing well here, but we wanted him to grow some numbers on the other shows. But unfortunately, he can't work 7 days. That's the answer that the management gives. And I also understand to say, I love the Sunday morning 3 to 6, but when you are moved to the drive and the top 30.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, we got cut, but like you said to me, there was a problem of load shedding in your area. And I was praying that we don't get the load shedding in this part of the area. So, can you still hear me? I see that you are freezed.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, probably that is why you are cutting. It was because of load shedding. You know what? I think I've answered that question because the viewer wanted to me ask that question. I've asked. All right. The bundle of joy. Before I leave, have you registered that trademark, bundle of joy?
Oh, not yet.
Okay, I'll help you to do that. You must register that.
Thank you, sir.
Tell Lady Soski to register. Don't use a trademark without registering.
Yeah,
that's very, very important. You get shocked. You know what happened to Caspar Nyovest?
Yes.
They stole his fill-up in Limpopo, and then they wanted to take that. So people say. I'm not saying it's a fact. I've been asking. He's a friend to Frank. I've been asking. He took them to court, but he couldn't win the case because it was not a registered trademark. So it's an eye opener, reflection and review. So register that name, the bundle of joy. Somebody will run with it.
I think you should remember the story of Bafana as well. To say that I didn't take it.
Yes. Just do that. I was saying that to Frank. I said, go and register Frank Casino because his official name is Ntanta Shabalala.
Yes.
I said, register. And then we registered it. Went out and registered. Thank you. The bundle of joy.
Thank you.
And then,
thank you so much.
Let's say it's a man Saturday. And then, let's accept or it happens. If it's God's will, let it happen. All right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We'll keep in touch. I'll call you after this.
Mr. Shabalala. Thank you so much. And I'm at your disposal anytime. Let's also help in growing this broadcast of yours in any way. I'm at your disposal. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Much appreciated.